We do have that area to watch for possible development close to home off the Florida coast. Live cameras. Oh, I can tell you what we're looking at right now because I'm literally standing in front of the camera. I've got Daytona Beach. I've got South Daytona. Actually, look at South Daytona. So that's the upper right. Look at how fast those clouds are moving. And then if you take it to the lower left, you got New Smyrna Beach, where the waves are very rough this morning, and Jensen Beach. You know, there's a lot of moisture in the atmosphere, so I think some of the cameras are kind of I don't know, they're just reflecting that with the lens. But you also get just the onshore wind pushing all of that moisture, lifting it up out of the ocean and bringing it on shore. The beaches will be very dangerous today. Can't emphasize that enough. We have very gusty winds, the potential for even more beach erosion, especially out of the Carolinas today, potentially some coastal flooding. So we're still dealing with this gradient between Imelda and just high pressure to the west. Okay, this is what we want to talk about. 10% chance in the next 2 days. So more than likely, we're not looking at much in the next 2 days, but X marking that spot where maybe we see this low try to organize near the Bahamas. And remembering the Bahamas just got rid of Imelda. This is where it was a depression and then a tropical storm. Eventually it pivoted north and became a hurricane. But this is that possible development area. Regardless of anything developing here, we had this residual boundary, this stalled boundary that's going to help instigate showers and storms and keep things unsettled, and that moisture streaming in from the east. Yeah. It's a really large, long moisture tail that leads into Florida. Yeah, and it extends into the Gulf, too, because we've got places like as far west as New Orleans that might be under this pattern. I mean, we'll have dry days, but there's certainly an availability of atmospheric moisture. And with that consistent easterly flow, where you have that wind almost perpendicular to the shore, the surf's going to remain on the rough side, rip current risk is going to be there. But it's one of those things where unless you have a couple of hours of some dry time, it's not really the type of weather that you, in my opinion, that you get out in the beach. Oh, agreed. You know, it's like take the cup of coffee and walk the beach. But even then, if the wind is gusty, it's just a messy hair situation. But ideally, you're on vacation, so who cares? Ideally, okay. I updated this just now, but I don't think much has changed. I don't see huge differences here. Maybe it got a little bit wider. This area highlighted in a very pale blue near the Bahamas and up towards Jacksonville. So this is that tropical threat probability graphic we like to show you that goes out the next 4 days till October 6th. We're combining the Euro, the GFS, the Google AI. You take all of those members of these various models, and they're giving this a low chance of development. So it's something that we bear watching. I mean, it's from a tropical cyclone formation where does a tropical depression form? What are the chances? And they're saying low chance, but there is a chance. It's that Dumb and Dumber quote. I know. So you're saying there's a chance. Yeah. You love that movie, right? It's one of the only I can quote. We're proud of it. Yeah, there's a chance. And to be quite honest, we're in hurricane season. Of course, there's a chance that something could take on tropical characteristics. But it doesn't matter at this point because with that stalled boundary, with these gusty winds, with this transport of moisture, we're going to stay unsettled across the Florida Peninsula. You have several opportunities to see some very heavy rain and some storms. And if you try to look, I see it a little bit better here. So this is at 8 p.m. tonight. You start to see a little bit of a spin try to develop here over the Bahamas. Yeah, and it's sort of diurnally driven too. It's been interesting during the afternoon, things yet unstable. There is a weakness here, some slightly lower pressures that we have around the Bahamas, but obviously to get a tropical system or anything to form, you need a surface low. You need a low level center, and that's the big question. Are we going to see it? We're no doubt going to have the disturbed weather. Every day we're going to see that flare up. That's what's going to keep Miami, West Palm Beach on the soggy and drenched side. But that easterly flow that we're getting that's constantly hitting the peninsula, I mean, this is going to add up. So regardless of development, it's a heavy rain signal. This is going to be more than anything we received on the fringes of Imelda when it was just off the Florida coast. You could have easily half a foot of rain, if not more than that, fall between now and Monday. And this is the entire eastern seaboard, some of it trying to work its way further off to the west. But this would also extend further north than where we saw some of the heaviest rain for the month of September. So maybe spreading some of that liquid gold, as they say. There is a risk for flooding, and it grows through Sunday. Yeah, the threat, too, from a
compounding effect, covers more real estate.
Yeah.
So you've got coastal Georgia, you got the low country of South Carolina that will be back in the mix. And there's not really been, aside from yesterday, there's not been a decent break that we've had. Some slightly drier air worked in because Imelda brought that in from the north with that spin. But as it's lifted north, we've had that front reemerge. And so that's going to keep us unsettled.
Yeah, I feel like, I shouldn't say gross. It expands.
It expands. It grows, yeah.
I mean, I guess I could. Okay, yeah. I was thinking it
quantitatively, and
we could see it get updated in terms of the risk level. We'll see how this forecast evolves. But look at the precipitation departure. Miami don't need any more rain. September was a very wet one, 3rd wettest on record. Daytona Beach with the 10th wettest on record. I don't think we're going to get much rain into the Tampa area. I just don't. We might get a little bit, but at least I guess we're getting some for the start of October. Yeah.
The only thing you could hypothesize, if something does develop, moves over the Florida Peninsula, then it gets into the Gulf, then you might get some moisture. But there's a very low chance that happens.
Yeah. We'll be watching it for you either way. Florida rain will be the story for the next several days.